Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Welcome to grade 9, Mike Enriquez. We believe in the saying that the way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them. By Ida B. Wells.
Okay. So, can you please read the prayer? So, let's bow our head and feel the presence of God. Amen. So, before you take your seats, kindly keep any trash under or near your chairs. Okay, so I think you are already please be seated. So, how are you guys? How are you guys? Okay. So, may I hear from class secretary who is absent today? Yes? Okay, so why are they absent? Okay, so please be seated. Thank you. So now, we will start into an exciting topic, and this is also the new topic for this second quarter. But before that, let us have a game. So, do you want a game, guys? Okay. So this game is called Chem Quiz. So I will group you into two groups, okay? And the mechanics of this game is all you have to do is to arrange the jumbled letters according to the given hint. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this will be the three rows here will be the group 1, and then the rest is the group 2. Okay? Okay, anybody have the answer regarding to the grouping? None? Okay. So, when you are going to answer, just raise your hand. So whoever the one who raised their hand first, they will answer the given jumbled letters. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are you ready, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so number 1 item. So again, are you ready, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So number 1, anything that has mass and space. Okay, group 2. Matter. Are you sure with your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
How sure?
100%.
Okay, so let's see if your answer is correct. So the answer is matter. So let's give a round of applause to Group 2 already got 1 point. So the next item. A tiny negatively charged particle that moves around the outside of an atom. Okay, group 1.
Ma'am, electron.
Are you sure with your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see. Yes, the answer is electron. Let's give a round of applause to group 1. So both groups already have 1 point. So the next one. Yes, group 2. Proton, are you sure? Yes. So let's see. Proton is the answer. So groups already have 2 points, right? Yes. Okay, so the next item. Let me finish first the hint, okay? Okay. Next, a neutron particle, no charge, found in the nucleus of an atom along with the protons. Yes, group 1.
Ma'am, neutron.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, the answer is neutron. So let's give a round of Wow. It seems like the both groups has tied a score. So last item. Are you ready? Yes. So last item. Let's finish first the hint before you raise your hand, okay? Okay. Smallest unit of matter that makes up everything around us.
Ma'am, atom.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
So the answer is atom. So the winner is got the 3 points, and that is group 1. So again, let's give them a very good clap. So what is very good clap? This is the very good clap. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very good, very good, very good. Okay? Okay, so now let's give a very good clap to the winner. Group 1. 1, 2, 3, go. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so group 1, kindly collect your prize later. Okay, so are you ready for the discussion? Yes, ma'am. Okay, but before that, based on the words that you have guessed, what do you think is our topic for today? Anyone? Yes? What's your name? Sophia. Sophia, yes, Sophia. Atom. Atom? Okay, so atom is part of our topic for today. But more specifically,
Chemistry.
yes, chemistry, it could be. Yes?
It's all about matter.
Yes, it's all about matter. So our topic for today is all about matter, but more specifically, the structure of an atom. Okay. So where can you see a matter? Do you guys know where you can see matter? Where? But if you're going to answer, just raise your hand, okay? Don't answer in chorus. Okay, so where can you see matter? Anyone? Yes, yes. Sophia.
Ma'am, everywhere.
Everywhere, yes, very good. Matter, we can see matter everywhere. Even that wall is a matter. It's composed of tiny particles called what? Do you know the tiny particles that compose matter? Yes. Yes, very good. The tiny particles that compose matter is atom. So now, our topic is about structure of an atom, but we will discuss first the history of atomic theories. So do you guys have any idea about atomic theories? Who are the scientists behind that? None? Okay, so for our discussion, we will have the activity first. So the activity is, I will give you a paragraph where and your activity is to create a simple illustrated timeline. So do you know what timeline is? Okay, so for reference, this is the example of timeline. Okay? So the direction of your activity is you will create a simple illustrated timeline. But your illustration should have name of the scientist, the year or period, and also the key contribution or the model name of the discovered model. Okay? And after that, there's a one guide question. And you will answer the guide question and you will choose two representatives from your group to present your output. Okay? Is that clear, guys? Okay. So, this activity, you will have to do this just for 10 minutes. Okay? So, this will be the group 1, the group 2, group 3, and the group 4. Yes. So now, the leader per group, can you please come here in front to get your materials? Okay. So is the direction clear, class? Do you have any question? Okay, so if ever you have a question, just raise your hands to get my attention, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so your 10 minutes will start now. Okay, 5 minutes left. Are you done, guys? Last 2 minutes. Okay, class, so we will stand to the time. So we extended 2 minutes. Another 2 minutes. To finalize your answer. Okay, so last 1 minute to finalize your Are you done, guys? Okay, so are you done? Okay, class, go back to your seats. Okay, so please be seated. So now, let's hear your So let's start with the rubrics. Okay, so this is the rubrics of your work. Okay, so I will review it based on the event selection, the chronological sequence, the guide question answer, and of course, your presentation. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's start with group 2. Okay, so you may start your presentation.
Good morning, everyone. This is our presentation. That is story of atomic theory. It was started with random which established the first scientific atomic theory, proposing that elements are composed of unique solid spherical atoms that combine with simple. The next is D.J. Thomson, which discovered the electron, proving atoms were divisible and proposed the Young group. 1911, Ernest Rutherford the conductor for experiment which revealed the tinyness and positively charged nucleus at the atom center, leading to the nuclear model. The next is Niels Bohr, suggested the planetary model where electrons orbit the nucleus in specific. In mid-1920s, quantum mechanical model developed by scientists like Schrödinger, which defeats electrons not as particles in orbits. Second from Dalton's model to Schrödinger model of atoms tells us about the dynamic and evolving nature of science.
Okay, so thank you, too. So your score is 16. So now, let's give a very good clap to group 2. So 1, 2, 3, go! Very good, very good. Okay, so now, let's give the stage for group 4. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sophia Casablanca Palgoy. And I am Jana Lucia Jana. And we are the representative of Group 4. So today, we will present our graphic of timeline about the history of atomic theory. So starting the atomic theory, we have from 400 BCE. The journey began with Greek philosopher Democritus, who proposed the idea of tiny particles called atoms.
Technically, John Dalton established the first scientific theory that elements are composed of unique solid spheroid atoms that combine in simple ratios.
And next, we have from 1897, J.J. Thomas discovered that the fixed electrons were embedded in positively charged
In 1911, Ernest Rutherford conducted his foil experiment, which revealed the tiny, dense, and positively atom center feeding nuclear model.
And we have from 1913, Niels Bohr suggested the planetary model where electrons orbit the nucleus in specific fixed energy levels on shells. And lastly,
Mid-1920s, finally, one quick group mechanical model developed by scientists like Schrödinger, which depicts electrons not as particles in orbit but in wave-like orbitals around the nucleus.
and lastly from our presentation is our answer for our guided question, which is, what does the change from Gauss's model to Schrödinger's model tell you about how science works? Our answer is, science is a progress self-correction process where theories are constantly refined by new evidence. Models are built on previous ones, and our understanding of the natural world is always evolving, not static or abstract. And that is our percent. Thank you. Okay, so very good group 4. So now, let's give them a very good clap. 1, 2, 3, go. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so now, for you to further understand the atomic theories, let us have the discussion. Okay, so to further discuss the atomic theories, let's discuss first who the person initiates the idea of an atom. So first, it is a Greek philosopher. His name is Democritus. Around 400 before Christ era, he proposed that matter is composed of atomos. So what is atomos? It is no scientific evidence or no scientific experiment to prove or to support his idea. That's why John Dalton in 1766 to 1844, he created or he became curious about the idea of Democritus. He kept asking na, is the idea of Democritus is really existing? Sabi niya ganyan. So now, he start a scientific approach. He do experiment, observation, and and then investigation. After that, he found out that yes, Democritus is right. There is atomos, sabi niya ganyan. But the structure of this is actually a solid sphere, or it is actually a hard, indivisible sphere. Sabi niya ganyan. That's why his model called solid sphere model. And also, his idea said that atoms of a given element are identical. Sabi niya ganyan. And then atoms cannot be created or destroyed. But his idea is limited because he did not explain isotopes. So what is isotopes? Isotopes is the atom of the same element with different atomic mass. And also, he assumed that atoms are indivisible, which we know today that is not, or which they are not. So now, after John Dalton's solid sphere model, J.J. Thomson came. Then he also studied and he improved the idea of John Dalton. In 1856 to 1940, J.J. Thomson discovered the electron. So what again is electron? Anyone? What is electron? Anyone? Electron is the negatively charged particle of an atom. So what about proton? What is proton? Anyone? What is the opposite of negatively charged? Yes, positively charged. So proton is the positively charged and neutron is the neutral or no charge particle of an atom. Okay, so J.J. Thomson created his model. He called it plum padding model. So why plum padding model? Because he compared it into a padding or a cookie. Imagine a cookie. Diba ang surface ng cookie? If you see cookie, in the surface, there's a lot of chocolate chips, right? Okay, so the chocolate chips in the surface of a cookie is the electron that J.J. Thomson discovered. So that's why his model, he called it plum padding model. He said that electron is embedded in a positively charged sphere. Sabi ko yan. So, but again, his idea is not enough because he didn't explain or he didn't discover the nucleus, and also he did not explain the atomic stability of an element. So now, that's why Ernest Rutherford in 1871 to 1937 created his own model again. So, from his very famous gold foil experiment. Ma'am, what is gold foil experiment? Ayun na naman anak yung parang siyang may box. Okay, so parang siyang may box. And then, in the center, there is a gold foil. Then, binaril niya lang yun ng alpha particles. Then, when the alpha particle hit the gold foil, nagkaroon ng ilaw yung gilid ng ginawa niyang experiment. So, doon niya na-realize na may nucleus. Okay? Doon niya na-discover that's why he discovered the nucleus. Sabi nga ganyan sa gold foil experiment niya. Atom has a dense, positive nucleus. Most of the atom is empty space. Sabi nga ganyan. Bakit niya nasabi na empty space? Kasi nung binalik niya ng alpha particles yung gold foil, hindi naman siya, may mga certain area lang na umilaw. Ibig sabihin, may certain path lang yung electron na ginagalawan. Gets ko? Okay, so now that's why he came up with this model wherein nucleus is in the center and the composition of nucleus is proton and neutron. Okay? So this model, it has the center, the nucleus is the center, and those orbits, or the electron orbitals, that is where the electron moves around. Okay? That's the direction of electrons when it moves around the nucleus. Okay? So remember that the diagram of Mulder's force of nuclear model. But, of course, it did not explain electron should spiral to the nucleus kasi sabi gano'n, if an electron moves, and if an electron is moving, it is accelerating. And when an object or an electron moves, as it accelerating, it napabawasan yung energy levels niya. So, ibig sabihin, kung umiikot ang electron, nababawasan yung energy levels niya kasi gumagalaw siya. Okay? So, ang sabi niya ganyan, na hindi niya na-explain kung bakit kapag ang electron is nawalan na ng energy or mababa ng energy, hindi niya na-explain kung bakit hindi siya naging spiral dun sa nucleus. Kasi syempre, we all know that when the positively charged and the low energy, nag-attract shift sila, di ba? Kahit yun ang problema sa idea niya, hindi niya na-explain. Okay? And also, he could not explain the stability of electrons orbits. That's why Niels Bohr improved his idea. He said that, okay, Rutherford, you are right. There is a nucleus. There is an electron moving around the nucleus. But it does not move randomly. It moves in a fixed orbitals. Sabi niya, in a fixed path. Sabi, kaya ngayon, gumawa ng model si Niels Bohr kung saan kinompare niya to into a, what do you think the diagram is? Where did you compare it? Outer space? Another? Yes, solar system. That's why he called it planetary model. Kasi di ba, we all know solar system, the sun is in the center, there is an orbit, and those orbits, that is where the planets moves around, right? So, that's why he said that electrons orbit the nucleus in fixed energy levels. So, energy levels is, energy level is the electron orbitals or the yung kabilog-bilog, kada isang bilog is equals to one energy level, okay? So, ang sabi niya ganyan, he explained hydrogen emission expecta. So, what is hydrogen emission expecta? That is when one electron moves into another energy level, it absorbs or releases energy. And the byproduct of that is light. That's why light is produced. Okay? Yes? Do you understand, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, of course, this idea has the limitation again. Only accurately described by hydrogen because he can 1887 to 1961, create another model. So he called it quantum model. So what is quantum model? Sabi lang dyan, electron p orbital. So sabi niya ganyan ni Erwin Schrödinger, yes, Niels Bohr, tama ka. May nucleus, may electron na nag-move around sa nucleus. But, electron did not move in a fixed path. Sabi niya ganyan. Electron moves in an orbital. So what is orbital? It is a region wherein you can locate or where you can see the electrons. For example, just like here in the diagram, this is the nucleus and this is what we call orbitals or the cloud-like region. Okay? Do you understand, class? Okay, so he also said that when you look for an electron and you look outside this region, you cannot see any electron because the electron can be found only in the orbitals. Okay, so do you understand? Is that clear? Okay, so of course, this idea is very abstract. Can precisely determine electron position, and because also it has complex mathematical model. But this is the idea or this is the model we use as of today. Okay, so do you have any question? Okay, so again, who are the scientists behind the atomic theory? Anyone? Can you enumerate? Yes, Sophia.
Democritus.
Democritus. Okay, who else? Who can enumerate the six? Okay, yes. Okay, John Dalton. Another one. Yes.
J.J.
Okay, J.J. Thomson. Another. So can enumerate the rest. Okay, yes. Okay, Rutherford. And what about the two? Yes.
Niels Bohr, Erwin Schrödinger.
Okay, very good. So, I think you already understand our topic. So to summarize, or for you to have a better understanding, let's watch this short video.
Did you know? The atomic model has been changed over a long period of time. When scientific knowledge develops, scientists learn more, and their ideas about the atomic model change. This is a story of how the atomic model gets changed when new evidence comes along. Democritus proposed that matter could not be divided into smaller pieces forever. He claimed that matter was made up of small, hard particles that he called atomos.
Hey, I found something cool. So, what are they? They are tiny particles looks like this. There's just nothing there. Of course, they are invisible. So, what are they? Since they are very tiny, they cannot be broken into smaller pieces. I shall call them atomos, which means uncoverable. So weird. Is the tiny particles really exist? What do they look like? I shall study about this matter.
In 1803, John Dalton has found that all matter consists of atoms, tiny indivisible particles that cannot be created and destroyed. Atoms of one element cannot be converted into atoms of another element, yet have identical mass and other properties.
Yay! Finally, I found it. The tiny particles doing something it looks like a ball. I don't think that. An atom looks like a solid ball. There must be something inside the atom. Perhaps it looks like this plum pudding. Yummy. I love plum pudding.
Thomson had discovered an electron from cathode experiment. He observed an electron travel in a straight line. He also found out an electron is negatively charged and possesses mass.
How did the particles deflect? Maybe the atoms have space in them. The plot pudding must be wrong. Maybe there's a space between raising and pudding. Aha! Floating raisin. Floating electron. That's explain how they deflect.
Rutherford discovered proton and the nucleus. He showed them atoms have positive particles in the center and mostly empty space. Bohr improved on Rutherford's model. He proposed that electrons were around the nucleus.
The electrons are not just floating around the nucleus. The electrons are attracted to the nucleus, and they move around the nucleus in orbits of fixed shape, like the solar system. Then why? The electrons do not lose energy and crash into the nucleus. The electron should have quantized energy to remain stable in its orbit. Yay! I got it. There is something wrong with Bohr's theory. I couldn't find the electron in its orbit. Maybe the electron did not move in fixed position around the nucleus. They behave like a wave. So that's why it is impossible to know the exact location of the electron.
Erwin Schrödinger found that the electrons do not move around the nucleus in orbit, but in the cloud, where their position is uncertain. This theory is still widely accepted as the most accurate model of atoms.
So now, do you understand better our topic?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you are ready to have the quiz now. So get 1/4 sheet of paper. Get 1/4 sheet of paper, and I will give you 5 minutes to do this quiz. Okay? So are you ready? Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute to prepare.
Dito na ako. Walang battery.
So are you ready, everyone? Okay, now please be seated. Okay, so let's start now the quiz. Can you read? Wait. No? Okay, I'll just dictate the quiz. Okay, so listen. Number 1. Which atomic models explain why electrons don't fall into the nucleus? Again, which atomic model explain why electrons don't fall into the nucleus? A. Dalton's model. B. Thomson's model. C. Rutherford's model. And D. Bohr's model. Write the capital letter of the correct answer. Okay, done? Okay, next. Number 2. In the gold foil experiment, most alpha particles pass straight through the foil. What did this show about the atom? Again, in the gold foil experiment, most alpha particles pass straight through the foil. What did this show about the atom? A. Atoms are made of solid material. B. Atoms are mostly empty space. C. Electrons have fixed orbits. D. Atoms have no no nucleus. So are you done? Okay, number 3. Neon signs glow in different colors when turned on. Which atomic model explains this behavior? Again, neon signs glow in different colors when turned on. Which atomic model explains this behavior? A. Rutherford's model. B. Bohr's model. C. Dalton's model. Or D. Thomson's model. Okay, number 4. Which of the following best describes Rutherford's view of electrons? Again, which of the following best describes Rutherford's view of electrons? A. They stay in fixed energy levels. B. They move randomly around the nucleus. C. They are embedded in a positive sphere. Or D. They don't exist in the atom. Okay, so last number. In Bohr's model, what happens when an electron jumps from a higher to a lower energy level? Again, in Bohr's model, what happens when an electron jumps from a higher to a lower energy level? A. The atom splits into smaller parts. B. A new proton is formed. C. Light energy is released. And D. The atom becomes heavier. So are you done, everyone? So now let's check the paper. Check your own paper and be honest, okay? So number 1, what is the answer? Which atomic model explains why electrons don't fall into the nucleus? What's the answer? The answer is letter D. Okay, number 2. In the Goldcorn experiment, most atom particles pass straight to the point. What did it show about the atom? Okay, the answer is letter B. Atoms are okay, so whoever got the perfect score for this quiz will have a prize. So number 3. Neon signs glow in different colors when turned on. Which atomic model explains this behavior? What's the answer? The answer is letter B, Bohr's model. Okay, number 4. Which of the following best describes Rutherford's view of electrons? Okay, so the answer is letter B. They move randomly around the nucleus. Okay, last number. In Bohr's model, what happens when an electron jumps from a higher to a lower energy level? The answer is letter C. Light energy is released. So who got the perfect score? Really? Okay, so kindly pass your paper forward and then up to the center. So for your assignment, you have to choose one scientist from the development of atomic model. Write a short letter, 150 to 100 words long, address to the scientist. In your letter, you should explain what you learned from the atomic model, share how their discovery is still important in today's society, and lastly, ask at least one thoughtful question you would want to know if they were still alive. Okay, is that clear? Is the assignment clear? Do you understand, everyone? Yeah. Okay, so now I want to share some thoughts regarding to that atomic theory model. So basically, your model, it says that science is not only about discovering new things. It's not only about having an experiment, do investigation, or create or have a discoveries, but it is also teach us that your idea may not be enough, but at least your idea helps in the process.